hamburger eating is found Ronald McDonald. Now, where is that clown? Oh, Ronald. Hey, Ronald.
Here I am, kid. Hey, isn't watching TV fun? Especially when you got delicious McDonald's hamburgers.
Ronald, you can't be on TV and watch it at the same time. Now, come on and meet the boys and girls.
Oh, we've already met. I know we're going to be friends, too, because I like to do everything boys and girls like to do. Especially when it comes to eating those delicious McDonald's hamburgers. A magic tray here keeps me well supplied. McDonald's hamburgers, french fries, and milkshakes. Watch for me on TV. We'll have lots of fun.
McDonald's, the hamburger happy clown. A McDonald's drive-in restaurant is his favorite place in town.
Beyond Meat is partnering with several fast food chains, including McDonald's, in the coming years. The plant-based food company says it could soon provide the restaurants maybe a plant-based burger, chalupa, or toppings on a stuffed crust pizza. Along with McDonald's, the deal includes Yum Brands, the parent company of KFC, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut. Each restaurant is going to get exclusive Beyond Meat menu items.
Oklahoma City, first horse meat, then the mysterious pink slime, now human meat. A shocking discovery has been made in an Oklahoma City McDonald's meat factory and other McDonald's meat factories nationwide. Meat inspectors reportedly found what appeared to be human meat stored in the meat factory freezers of an Oklahoma City meat factory and human meat already in trucks right outside the factory ready to be shipped to McDonald's restaurants. Health inspectors immediately demanded inspection in various McDonald's meat factories across the country and horrifyingly found human meat in about 90% of the factories inspected thus far. The USDA, United States Department of Agriculture, has seized McDonald's production and shipping and will call for more meat factory inspections and restaurant inspections. The FBI is also investigating the factories. FBI agent Lloyd Harrison told Hustler reporters, "The worst part is that it's not only human meat, it's child meat." The body parts that were found across the U.S. factories were deemed too small to be adult body parts. This is truly horrible. The situation brings up many unanswered questions. How long have they been using human meat? Where did they get the children from? Were they already dead when brought into factories? Investigators and inspectors are currently being deployed for intensive investigations all around the U.S. Here is another clip when earlier McDonald's was caught.
This is the production base of Hu Seafood Company in Shanghai, a member of the American SOI Group and supplier of meat products to major American fast food restaurants throughout China, including KFC, McDonald's, and Pizza Hut. Here are your chicken McNuggets and beef patties using either a Big Mac or layered beef burger from KFC. But an undercover reporter's discovery may cause the food giants to lose more than a few customers in China.
It's long past its due date. I never worked at a food processing plant before, so I didn't know better. But now if I went to a KFC or McDonald's restaurant, it really tastes the same.
Here the footage shows workers apparently dumping already made but unused beef patties back onto the production belt along with raw beef. And here, defective chicken nuggets are picked out, but only to be collected and put back onto the production line along with raw chicken. The reporter allegedly obtained proof showing that the violations are systemic, rather than just limited to a few employees. Here's what appears to be a company email that was sent this past June, asking production workers to use beef that expired in November last year.
The company keeps two different books. One is done on the scene according to what happened. The other is done by special personnel for review or examination.
According to the whistleblower, Hu Seafood has been cooking the books so the company could cook whatever it wanted, whenever it wanted. And that's why the violations weren't uncovered until now, despite inspection tours by the companies it supplied to. In the wake of the revelations, the Shanghai Municipal Food and Drug Administration closed operations at Wuxi Food Company and seized meat products suspected of being past their expiration date. Authorities also ordered all meat products at McDonald's and KFC outlets that were supplied by the firm to be taken off the shelf. On Monday, McDonald's Corp and KFC owner Yum Brands released an apology to Chinese consumers that said they will stop using the meat supplier. Wajun, CCTV.
Investigation and information on that. The FBI has been following for 3 days. Here on 7 Action News, is a Detroit business buying and selling human body parts illegally? And what was inside the business? It may shock you. 7 Action News investigator Jim Kirshner is live with the very latest tonight. And Jim, is this part of that investigation? Is that winding down at all yet?
It is indeed, Jeff. Take a live look behind me. This is what's left of the FBI evidence recovery team inside this car. And take a look at this vehicle. We believe this is the owner of the business just returning to take back possession of his business. More on that in a second. But take a look. Another busy day out here on Detroit's east side, just down the road from City Airport. Sources say they have removed several boxes of what is believed to be human remains. Sources say many people. This was a big operation. And get this, inside this business, a saw used to cut up bodies, it is believed. All taken away as evidence to the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office, where it will be tested. This business is known as International Biological. It advertised as a medical educational service provider. The owner is Art Rathburn. He has a mortician license, has had in Michigan since 1982, but the big question is, did he get human bodies illegally, and was he selling them illegally? Just moments ago, the owner, we believe, showed up. I tried to ask him some questions. Mr. Rathburn, will you talk with us? What do you have to hide, sir? Now, sources tell me the FBI is not out here on a fishing expedition. Mr. Rathburn is not charged with any crime. He is not in custody. They did search his house in Grosse Pointe Park on Wednesday as well. How could he get bodies that are not donated to science? This is shocking to the funeral home industry in Metro Detroit. We're going to have more on that part of this story next hour at 6. Jeff, Carolyn?
Well, Jim, obviously some extensive evidence gathering there. Are we just at the tip of the iceberg on this investigation, you think?
Could very well, and we're not clear on how long it's going to take to do the testing of what is believed human remains. But get this, you had a death in your family, you thought there was a burial or a cremation, and then you find out the body ended up here. Shocking, to say the least.
The increasing violence in New York City continues to grow today. In fact, police made a grisly discovery on the roof of a building in the Bronx. The body of a man wrapped in plastic was discovered on the roof of a McDonald's fast food restaurant on East 149th Street. That's where Eyewitness News reporter Naveen Dhaliwal is live with the very latest on the investigation. Naveen.
Yeah, Liz, all we know is that this man in his 50s was found on the roof of that McDonald's restaurant. So many questions here tonight as to how did he die? Are police looking for suspects? And right now the McDonald's is back open, but this apartment building entrance still blocked by police. Investigators responded to a call at 6 a.m. today about human remains on the roof of this McDonald's here at East 149th Street next to Lincoln Hospital. Newscopter 7 over the scene. The body, police say, was partially wrapped in a plastic bag when discovered and had a U-Haul blanket thrown over it. On the ground, the McDonald's closed, and as customers coming for a meal learned the news.
That's crazy. Yeah, look where it got left. And for this to happen?
For me, it's shocking because I was passed through here, and it's like, how they could find a dead body up there.
Fire crews were called in and with their ladder carefully removed the remains. Today, investigators could also be seen taking bags of evidence and placing them into the crime scene unit, leaving so many questions yet still to be answered.
It's really sad, that this is happening. I mean, aside of all the bad things that is already going on, we should be helping each other and not killing each other.
And as I stand here at the 4 o'clock hour, the crime scene unit is behind our undercover camera still here. I've been watching investigators take pictures, even until just about up to 2 minutes ago. The medical examiner did take the body, and they will determine the exact cause of death.
Hi, my name is Jason Lai. Welcome to Clear Food, the world's first consumer guide to food based off of DNA analysis. We're going to test each food item, analyze it, and compare it back to the original label, which is our Clear score. 100 means that the original label is completely accurate. In our first report, we're going to take a look at the quintessential American backyard food, hot dogs. So let's go take a look. Clear Labs analyzed 345 samples of hot dogs and sausages from Safeway, Target, Trader Joe's, Walmart, and Whole Foods. Of those 345 samples, a whopping 14.4% were adulterated with substitution and hygienic issues. Substitution occurs when an ingredient is found in a product that isn't on the label. Hygienic issues occur when a non-harmful contaminant is introduced. In most cases, it's human DNA. In most cases, it's human DNA. In most cases, it's human DNA.
And then we throw the bodies into the slaughterhouses that we own, and we grind up all the bodies in the sausage and the hamburger. McDonald's is one of our favorite outlets. And the people, they eat them for breakfast, they eat their children for lunch.
Who went missing a year ago, and his parents still have no idea what happened.
You show that picture out. You know, this really hit me, this story, because this young lad came home from school, took his jacket off, changed his clothes, went to the bank, withdrew £200 from his savings account. He's never been seen since. 14 years old. And you know, there's 100,000 children go missing a year under 16. 100,000. And the parents are absolutely beside themselves with worry, have no idea what's happened to him. And the suspicion is that he's on the streets of London because he was seen in a CCTV camera film.
100,000, you would think, would make the news all the time.
You would think so, and I guess that's the problem. Just too many. And when you read the story, it really does pull at the heartstrings.
And the family background before, there was
no issues. Can't understand why. A bit unhappy at school, but no real problems. And then you read their heartwarming story. There's nothing they can do to get him back.
His name is Andrew Gosden, and there he is.
You've seen him?
Yeah.
It's such a torment, isn't it?
And, I know you know because I've heard it on your show before. I mean, we steal 100,000 to 300,000 children a year just here in this country, and we drain the blood and we mix it with the Passover blood, and then we throw the bodies into the slaughterhouses that we own, and we grind up all the bodies in the sausage and the hamburger. McDonald's is one of our favorite outlets, and the people, they eat it for breakfast, they eat their children for lunch, and, as Jews, we gotta do what we do. The most important thing to remember between you, Pastor Wickstrom, and me, Rabbi Abie Finkelstein of New York, that we both have two fathers, and so that's why we look at the world in two different ways. Good job right now. Yes, you've done a pretty good job, but there's quite an awakening coming, and my father, who's not your father, my father Yahweh, who isn't your father. Of course, your father is talked about by my father in John 8:44, stating that your father was Satan and that you're the descendant of Cain, who was the first murderer. And you know that's true because you teach it in your synagogue. Oh, that's true, but it's not that you're going to know. But right now it's too late. It's over for you like this. So that's why I'm speaking so honestly here, to bring it out into the open so that you can see it for what it is.
you've been teaching the people real good, but they don't wake up, do they? You don't get a lot of followers, do they? Because you know why? They're scared of us Jews, because they don't want to be called anti-Semites, and they believe that we're the chosen people, and so that's why we can do whatever we want to do, and we can get away with it, because the white men are cowards, and we go to the synagogue all the time and have some manischewitz and dance the Hava Megillah. Well, that's very interesting. I understand it, but I also know the bloodletting. I know that on your Passover, which isn't mine, that a lot of little children do disappear, and I do know that, and I know a lot of police departments and agencies have been informed, but you're very open. You're very open tonight. I'm very surprised that you're talking about the bloodletting of the little children, that you put their blood in the matzo balls, and that you eat it on sacrifice on Passover.
Well, there was a Goyim that wrote a book about it back in the 30s. I forget his name at the moment. But anyway, he wrote the book. People didn't buy the book. People don't want to listen. We've been doing this for thousands and thousands of years, since down to Adam's time. We take the children of our enemy, which is the white race, and we bring them to the basements in the synagogues, where we drain the blood and watch them die there. It's very similar to how we do the sacrifices that we do with the kosher butchering, and so we do that, and then we mix it with the Passover bread, and so we eat the blood of our enemies. And the bodies, we're not cannibals, so what we do is we take those, because we can make some shekels, and we give them to the slaughterhouses, and those are pounds and pounds and pounds of meat that we grind up in the sausage and the hamburger, and that's why we made those the most popular thing, sausage for breakfast and hamburger for lunch. And so all the Goyim out here are really eating their children. And even when we say this outright and tell you people, you don't believe it.